So sometimes when we do these things, when we go on these, let's say it's an endless conquest, right? So when you raise your kids, is there a certain point that you stop loving them? Is it's like, hey man, once you're 18, you kind of get your stuff, get out of here? No, you're like, you can always call me, right? But sometimes that gets tiring. And so when you're helping these foster kids, you'll see them succeed, but most of the time, a high chance of the time, you'll see them fail because of their environment, right? And what I want to tell y'all today, coming from the broken side, I've been in foster care since I was 2 years old, and I spent 16 years there. I went through numerous homes, numerous adoptions. I have scars all over my body, and I've done drinking, drugs, I've been locked up, I've gone to jail in and out, and I've come from the broken of the broken. And I'm sitting here before you today to tell you there's a reason I stopped working, because I wanted to say this because of how important it is of what y'all are doing today. I don't think you realize the value of what y'all are pouring your heart into, the ripple. Anytime you toss a rock into a pond, it will ripple, whether you want it to or not. And so, with that being said, if Tim would have never acted like a fool to meet his wife and came up with a crazy scenario, they would have never found love. And if they would have never found love, his heart for kids would have never exploded the way it did because of how much she loves them. And if they would have never done that, T.R.A.C would have never started. And if T.R.A.C would have never started, no camp would have gotten back to Texas. And if there was no camp in Texas, I would have never met Kevin. And I would have never met Kevin. I loved cocaine and drinking, right? I would have probably killed myself by the time I was 20. And if, let's say hypothetically, I didn't do that, I was getting into fraud. And so that's my trouble that I got into, is I was stealing a lot of money, right? A lot. And I would have gone to prison for life if it hadn't been for what y'all do today. And now what I've taken is I've taken that mercy, that love, that grace, and I'm taking it and I'm turning around to the kids behind me and I'm giving it to them. And they're like, why are you doing this to me, man? Why are you giving me a car, a place to stay, a job? Like, I'm worthless. And I'm like, but you're not, right? And what I'm giving you doesn't belong to me. It was given to me by them. And it's gonna be your job to give it to the next kids. So what you're doing here today, you don't even realize it, but y'all have impacted the whole country. You have. Your roots have already been set. It will take some time, yes, because it is a big crisis, but it is not for naught. You are making a huge impact, and maybe not to anybody else, but you've definitely changed my life. And I guarantee you, I will not leave this world without everybody knowing all of our names. I'm gonna imprint, and I'm a very prideful person. I go a far length to prove a point. And I promise you, if they don't know us anywhere else, they'll know us in Texas. And they're gonna be like, you gotta hear this story about this camp that was started in middle of nowhere and how it shook the world.